Hello everyone and welcome to another Thomas video. So today we're taking a look at Mono Red Storm again, and that's because this is a deck that won the recent tournament. And at the same time, it's actually very different compared to the Mono Red Storm that I played last time in this channel. So let's take a look at some of the cards in the deck. So starting off, this deck is playing Burgi God of Storytelling, which is not something that I thought I would see in Timeless format. The reason why this card is played in this deck is if you do pair this card up with something like a Ruby Medallion or Ral, it essentially makes all of your spells into free mana. And because this deck also plays Ancient Tomb, you can play this card out on turn 1, which is very powerful. And you can also use the Ancient Tomb to play something like Past in the Flames or Storm of Memories, which actually pairs up very nicely with Burgi. And this is a new card from the Avatar set. It has an insane synergy with Burgi because it has Storm, and it'll let you exile instant or sorcery card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard. And you can cast it without paying its mana cost, so every time you cast that card, Burgi is also going to generate additional mana as a result. So Burgi is just going to go crazy here, generate a bunch of mana, and basically you can go through your entire deck this way, since all the Reckless Impulse, Rand's Resolve that you cast before are going to come back again. And basically the goal is very similar to the other Storm deck. You get to your wish and look for a Grape Shot, kill your opponent. And let's say if opponent has One Ring or Leyline of Sanctity down on the battlefield, you can even go Storm Scale Scion from the wish, and then you can go Alchemist Gambit again, and this will basically give you an extra turn, make it so that damage can't be prevented, so ring protection doesn't work, things like that. So that's an alternate win condition this deck has. So honestly, I'm actually very excited to try this deck out. So as I said, I'm going to be hopping over to some Thomas vs 3 to show you guys what the deck does. So let's hop over. I don't really like the Ancient Tomb here. But everything else is good, so I kept it. So I think the best card is actually a land. I think I want to land right now. Reckless Impulse. Oh, they play Force Spike. It's kind of annoying, actually. And the Fragment Reality. I think I'm still gonna cast Rand's Resolve here. Okay, potentially, maybe next turn we might be able to go off. We'll see. It does kind of depend on like if they draw a counterspell, so we'll see. Maybe we'll also find a Hexing Squelcher. Okay, well, things are landing. That's really good. That's a lot of Manamorphous. Actually, it's really good for me because I have a Storm of Memories. You know, I did say Ancient Tomb was kind of bad, but it's kind of working. I think I need to play the Storm of Memories instead of the Burgi here. Because if they counter the Burgi, I can't cast this. And the Storm of Memories has a, you know, Storm, so... Alright. Funny enough, it worked, the Ancient Tomb worked fantastic there. I can see myself having Orim's Chant here to kind of play around the counter spells. But I think that's about it. Let's go down on Firebrand Scheme. Okay. I think I'm actually going to play the Elegant Pelor and pass the turn. Since they play a Force Spike, I want to kind of play around the Force Spike. Wow, they bottomed the Ghost Vacuum. One lander. One lander.
Talent like mine deserves respect.
And potentially we win next turn. Okay, maybe not, because we have an Ancient Tomb. Okay, maybe Ancient Tomb isn't that great. Maybe Ancient Tomb is great. We casted 2 spells, right? Okay, Storm of Memories, what a card! Okay, I did say Ancient Tomb is kind of bad, but maybe it's good. Especially this hand. Do I want to just run out the Burgi here, or... Let's say I don't play the Burgi here, and I play Arid Mesa, and then Ancient Tomb Burgi into Chrome Mox, and then... No, I can't cast the Manamorphous that way. Huh. So I do need to run out the Burgi here if I want to go off next turn. Elegant Pelor. Oh, Flage. So we got a energy player. Into a Galvanic Discharge. Not great. Maybe I should have actually gotten rid of a Glimpse the Impossible. Into Aesthetic Prison as well. That's actually pretty annoying. Actually annoying. Thieving Song is very good. We draw that card. Ooh. I don't like what I'm seeing, actually. Man. Got some pretty bad cards overall. Man. That Glimpse the Impossible was a very bad hit. My god. That was a very, very bad hit. Pretty unlucky too, because the deck only plays two copies of a Glimpse the Impossible, and then we got back-to-back Glimpse the Impossible like that. Oh man. And Amorphous. That could potentially get me there.
Another day, another job.
I might actually have to Ral kill the Ocelot Prides.
Time to reinvent myself.
X-Mage.
I'm not messing around here.
I guess playing this out doesn't really matter. I guess I save some life by doing so. Man, game 1 versus an energy, losing to an energy deck in game 1 as a combo deck doesn't feel good, doesn't it?
I'm so close to a better life.
Okay, final turn. That is not gonna do it. How about Brotherhoods and Fragment Reality and Prismatic Ending? This would have been an awesome keep if it weren't for Ancient Tomb. The thing about the Ancient Tomb is, like, it doesn't change the clock of this deck, because even if you play Ancient Tomb on turn 1 and then get Ruby Medallion down on turn 2, on turn 1, it actually, you can't combo next turn. So this is a turn 3 combo deck, and the Ancient Tomb actually doesn't really change the clock, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the Ancient Tomb, in my opinion. I mean, I guess in this situation, Ancient Tomb is great. Since you can do something like this. And potentially combo off. But seems a little bit unlikely. Ruby Medallion. If that's all they do, I'd be so very happy, but that's fine. We have a prismatic ending. More lands. Can I wish for anything? Not really. Pass into the flame. That doesn't really do anything. Even if I wish, it doesn't really do anything. I mean, I guess Ancient Tomb does help me cast the Pass into the Flame next turn. But like I said, I feel like I'm fighting against the Ancient Tomb like every single game that I played so far. I'm not really sure, honestly. This is actually pretty cool, though. Okay, I guess we win. Never mind. Ancient Tomb, the best card? Ancient Tomb, the best card, apparently. But that's the thing. Like I said, I feel like I'm fighting against the Ancient Tomb every time. Why am I always fighting up against like Ancient Tomb every single time? That's kind of the thing. I mean, we can cast the Grape Shot twice here, so we just win the game. Oh, right. GG's. I lied? Why did it get exiled? Maybe I'm not seeing something. Why did it get exiled? Kind of confusing, actually. Yeah, kind of confusing, actually. I wonder what happened.
Just a rain mage, nothing to see here. Prepare to be amazed beyond your imagination.
19 loyalty.
Let's break some fundamental laws.
19 loyalty. Do we have Wish in the deck? Still? I actually don't know. There's only one wish in the exile, so we have one more wish. There we go. "23 clicks! Okay. Yeah, I gotta say, sometimes the Ancient Tomb is, like, really good, sometimes the Ancient Tomb is really bad. So I'm not really sure what to say about that. By the way, that was a mulligan to 5. Yeah, that was a mulligan to 5 there. Also the Pride. Until Ragavan attack. No, my ruby medallion. How good is Chrome Mox, actually? I think I'm actually gonna keep it in case of a strip mine. Amp the Raptor. Guide of Soul. Into a Ragavan. Okay, we have a potential of winning. Potentially. We have a potential here.
Guess I wouldn't mind the sunshine.
Decline. Okay, we already got Wish. That's actually really good. I feel like we are probably gonna win this one. Ruby Medallion. You know what? Maybe Ancient Tomb is good. Maybe Ancient Tomb is good. I feel like I'm just going all like every time, just going back and forth every single time. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 is enough, actually.
If you don't want to get zapped, don't pick a fight. I've empirically proven that this fight is over.
Okay, I think we win. Right? We just grape shot and storm. Alright, GG's. Bergie with Ancient Tomb, so that's a pretty decent start, I would say. I'm gonna keep it. Out of Soul. I'm gonna go into Bergie here. That's pretty bad because they're gonna get rid of my only draw spell, which is Glimpse the Impossible. Which isn't good. Although I can cast the Juggernaut that comes out. I guess, which isn't like too bad. Ruby Medallion. I'm actually pretty sad about this. We have the Bergie set up, but we have no way to actually draw. Kinda sad. We actually might... This actually might be our final turn. Okay, Manamorphous is definitely a start. Ooh, we don't want to see another Storm of Memories, actually. That's a bad hit. And that's actually a pretty bad hit, so... Any draw spells. is that good? Is that good enough, actually? So this is 5 if I cast this. This is 6 damage, and then it's going to deal... I think I have to clean up. Kinda sucks, actually. Grape Shot was also the first card. Yeah, not looking good. We have one more Valakut coming. Okay, we need to hit it. We need to hit it big here. I mean, that's something. That's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. That is not gonna do it, my friend. So I Seeding Song, 6 mana, pass into flames. Five, 6, 7. I could try to go off again. I guess we just play this thing. Since this does technically generate more mana. Let's hold full control. Okay, we got a wish. We won. Okay, this is why you hold full control, right? Oh no. My turn. My turn. Stop. It's not over yet.
Talent like mine deserves respect.
Oh my god, why did I play that? Oh my god, just barely. Woo! Wow. Wow. Okay, we're gonna sideboard like so. I'm just leaving the one prismatic ending in the sideboard in case if we actually need it with the wish. And I think I like prefer to just keep everything, you know? One lander. I think drawing the double storm is probably not good anyway, so like besides like the ruby medallion and these cards, probably a mulligan. Okay. I'm thinking like so. Maybe I shouldn't have actually bottomed the Chrome Mox. I'm not really sure. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. I was kind of afraid of that. Until Ghost Vacuum. Okay, Ghost Vacuum is fine. Okay, we got a Brotherhood's End. Quite excellent. Oh, come on. So lucky. You know, so lucky. Ral. I don't think I can afford to shock.
Luck will break my way. Eventually. People are gonna remember the name Raul Zarek.
Okay.
Let me know if this hurts.
We kinda stabilized. And I say kind of. And we have a chance of winning next turn if we like draw a good spell. We do have a chance. Like just a chance. Nothing too
Looks like I
crazy.
need a new hypothesis.
Seeding Song's not gonna do it. Okay, Glimpse is definitely a possibility where we can potentially win. We have a potential now. Yeah, we have a potential. We do have a potential. A Johnny?
I will prove my worth to my pride.
All right. So I do think we probably need to win here. We're gonna start with the ghost vacuuming. I mean, fragment realitying the ghost vacuum. Kind of have to go off here, so let's see if we can actually do that. Okay, Metamorphosis. Ren's Resolve. Ooh, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. That is most unfortunate, actually. Couldn't go off. Goblin Bombardment. Think we are dead. Sacrifice. Flip the Ajani.
I will not rest.
3, 4, 5, 6.
More join our cause.
4, 5, 6, 7. They're actually one off. Surprisingly. Okay. I see a win here. So I think we should cast the Pass into the Flame, right? I think so. I think we actually won. Yeah, I feel like I actually won the game. I don't see how we lose here. Unless I just completely brick. I mean, it could happen. It's totally possible. Very unlikely, though. Okay, we won. Wow, that is kind of crazy. We have a wish into another grape shot coming, so I don't see how opponents... Yeah, there we go. Very, very close one. Okay. I see the potential. I see the potential within. What should I get rid of? Has to be Manamorphous, right? I think these cards are better. Okay, we have a potential win the following turn. Let's hope that's the case. Okay, we don't care about these also the prides. Ren's Resolve. We found another land. Reckless Impulse. Seeding Song, I think we won. One, two, three. 4.
One day, I'll get out of this miserable district.
So currently we can actually cast the Storm here. I think that's what I'll do actually. Or is it better to cast this? This is a 2-mana to cast. So if I cast this, I'll only have 1 mana left over, which isn't actually enough to... Yeah, let's just cast the Storm here. I actually don't know how many times I casted. Yeah, I actually don't know. There's 2 more. Okay, I'm pretty sure Ral can transform now.
If you're not scared of lightning, you're about to be.
All right.
Now that's what I call an epic experiment.
We could go like we could kind of like win stylish, maybe. Do we want to win stylish? Let's actually win stylish. Okay, opponent just surrenders. Okay, Fragment Reality. Brotherhood's End, and 1 Prismatic Ending. And Hexing Sculpture's out, and Firebrain Scheme. Okay. Guide of Soul. I'm gonna run out the Rel.
I just need one big breakthrough.
Swords of Plowshare, sure. Ancient Tomb. Prismatic Ending. I wonder if I can win next turn. 5, 6, 7. Seeding Song. Interesting. A Burgie. I can't quite go Burgie into Reckless Impulse. Seeding Song. Like, let's say I Seeding Song. 7 mana. Yeah, I think I'll take one more turn off. I'll just play the Burgie here into Reckless Impulse. And next turn we can potentially storm off, but nope. They had another Swords. Okay, might be able to win. Not sure. Yeah, might be able to win. Prismatic Ending. That is actually kind of complicating things, right? Let's say I go Pass into the Flames. Cast another Seeding Song, Manamorphous. Is it better than casting this? Is what I'm wondering, because this is going to only, like, if it doesn't hit the Seeding Song, it's kind of bad. Maybe that's okay. Okay, so we can only actually exile a token with this because we didn't pay 1 mana, right? Okay, we didn't hit the Seeding Song that we wanted to. Actually, but we have a Grape Shot. Let me see what I can get with this Reckless Impulse. Not happy with how it turned out, actually. Question is, do I play this? If I play this, I can pass into the Flames and potentially go off again next turn, so... we'll have exactly 2 mana to cast a Seeding Song with the Pass into the Flame. Can I cast the Ruby Medallion? I think I can. Alright, GG's. Alright, so I started this deck off with a bit of a bad note. The Ancient Tomb was actually not working for me since we weren't really drawing our 3-drops with the Bergie, Seeding Song, things like that. But the more I played it, I kind of liked. Like sometimes you're gonna get unlucky and then draw like multiple copies of Ancient Tomb. And if your opponent is smart and then strip mine your color source, you could get really locked out. Because if you don't have Seeding Song or Manamorphous, you really need that second red source. So you can go like potentially look for Seeding Song and Manamorphous after you cast your Reckless Impulse and Ren's Resolve. So just being able to like dig for your ritual pieces is actually pretty important. And the Ancient Tomb actually doesn't let you do that, right? If you have 2 Ancient Tombs and a Mountain, for example, it doesn't let you go like Ren's Resolve into one of these cards. But where the Ancient Tomb really helped was when we actually didn't have our Ruby Medallion or Ral on the battlefield, which allowed me to still go into Seeding Song on turn 2. That's where the Ancient Tomb actually shined. The Ancient Tomb also let me cast the Storm of Memories, right? And Past in Flames, where we didn't have like Ruby Medallion and Ral again. I was kind of iffy about this card, but the more I played it, it seems like it does help the deck more than it hurts. So yeah, I think the deck was actually pretty sweet. I definitely enjoyed it more than the last, the Mono Blue Stompy, in my opinion. Although the Mono Blue Stompy is a cool deck, because of the nature of Mono Blue, like if one creature gets through your counter spells and whatnot, it is actually so tough to swing the tide, in my opinion. But compared to that, this deck is a lot straightforward. It may look difficult when you're watching the video, but if you practice for a bit comboing, you're gonna realize that it's not that difficult. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.